Jayavarman VII. One of the most extraordinary Khmer monarchs whose reign at the end of the 12th century is considered as the golden age of the Khmer Empire. He sent by his father, King Jayavarman II, to wage war in VII, or present-day central Vietnam. But when he arrived there, he found that a succession crisis had occurred back home in Cambodia. His father had died and was succeeded by King Jayavarman II. But 2 years later, the new king was killed in a rebellion led by a powerful minister named Jayavarman then made the decision not to fight for the throne, perhaps because he did not feel it was his place to return to Cambodia. While his father's corpse still lay in Vietnam, Jayavarman would rule for 8 years until the Khmer invaded Angkor. And now we will watch the Khmer forces enter Angkor and pillage the city. Before we start, please support us by liking this video so that we can keep making videos about ancient civilizations. Now let's begin. The Khmer, also known as the Chams, were an ancient civilization located in what is now southern Vietnam and the Malay Peninsula. During their peak in the 10th century, they had a powerful navy and frequently raided the Khmer Empire. The Khmer kings at that time were weak and could not effectively counter the Khmer naval attacks. But everything changed when Jayavarman VII took over the kingdom. He was probably the greatest warrior king in the history of the Khmer people. In 1177, the Khmer king Jayavarman set sail from his capital at Vigia with 60,000 soldiers aboard 3,000 ships. They sailed through the Mekong River Delta and docked at the Sap Lake, the lifeline of Cambodia. From there, the Khmer split into 2 groups. One group, led by King Jayavarman himself, landed near the capital city of Angkor Thom and marched towards the city. Meanwhile, the other Khmer forces landed near the royal city of Angkor and pillaged the place. They set fire to palaces and pagodas, massacred the Khmer civilians, and stole their treasures. They even offered the king's wife and children as human sacrifices to their god. The Khmer army was unstoppable. They easily defeated the local garrison forces and killed the usurper King Jayavarman in battle. Jayavarman VII, who was still in Vietnam, heard about the devastation of his homeland. He immediately turned back and rushed to Cambodia with a few hundred elite soldiers. When he arrived at Tonle Sap, he realized that he could not save his people or his country. All he could do was to rescue some of his relatives and loyal ministers who survived the Khmer attack. But the disaster struck him hard. For 4 years, he wandered around the countryside trying to rebuild his life and regain his strength. Meanwhile, the Khmer king Jayavarman enjoyed his victory by holding feasts and drinking parties. He hosted a grand reception for his rival-turned-servant, Queen Tribhuvanati, and treated her like a queen consort. On the other hand, Jayavarman VII lived among his people, gathering support and forging alliances with neighboring states. He knew that he was outnumbered, but he was confident in his military abilities. So he devised a plan to defeat the Khmer. The Khmer fleet anchored at Sap, believing that the lake's vast size and lack of natural enemies would keep them safe. However, Jayavarman decided to challenge them on the very water that gave them confidence. He assembled a rebel fleet and confronted the Khmer ships on Sap. The Khmer were taken by surprise and suffered heavy losses. With the help of his allies, Jayavarman chased the fleeing Khmer ships all the way to the coast of Vietnam, where they finally anchored. He had dealt a crippling blow to the Khmer navy and gained control of the vital waterways of Cambodia. This victory marked a turning point in Cambodian history and established Jayavarman VII as a legendary hero. After winning the naval battle, he returned to the mainland to secure his position. He slowly started to take back territories that had been lost to the Khmer. But before he could launch a full-scale invasion, the Khmer attacked again in 1180. This time, Jayavarman was well prepared and he easily repelled the invaders. He then launched his counterattack and marched deep into Khmer territory. Jayavarman's army fought bravely and the Kham resisted fiercely. But as the years went on, the Kham began to lose ground. By 1190, the Khmer had pushed the Kham back across the Mekong River, ending their threat to the Cambodian heartland. During his reign, the Khmer Empire reached its largest borders. In the east, the empire stretched to in the west, it reached Burma. In the north, it bordered with China, and in the south, it extended all the way to the sea. It is said that Jayavarman VII was not only a great warrior, but also a compassionate ruler. He believed that the people as suffering was his own suffering, and he tried his best to alleviate their hardships. He constructed 102 hospitals, 121 rest houses, as well as roads, bridges, schools, and universities throughout his vast empire. He also introduced a new currency called Deva, which helped to stabilize the economy. Jayavarman understood the importance of infrastructure and public services in maintaining a prosperous and stable society. He believed that by investing in these areas, he could improve the lives of his subjects and ensure the long-term stability of his empire. He rebuilt Angkor after its destruction in 1177. But unlike his predecessors, he built massive walls and moats around the city. He was a devout Buddhist, but he supported Brahmanism as well, appointing Brahmins to influential positions in the government. His religious policy aimed to achieve a balance between different religious communities, ensuring that no single faith dominated the others. He commissioned many Hindu temples during his reign, including the iconic Bayon, Taprom, Bantikide, Priyakan. These temples showcased the architectural and artistic brilliance of the Khmer civilization, with their intricate carvings and towering structures. But his greatest legacy is perhaps the building of Angkor Wat, which stands as a testament to the grandeur of the Khmer Empire and a symbol of Cambodia's rich cultural heritage. But what makes Angkor Wat truly remarkable is the sheer scale and complexity of its design. The temple complex covers an area of over 400 acres and features a series of concentric enclaves, each with its own unique layout and symbolism. The central sanctuary is reached through a series of courtyards, galleries, and causeways, creating a sense of anticipation and wonder as visitors approach the sacred inner sanctum. Angkor Wat's towers rise up to a height of over 200 feet, making it one of the tallest religious monuments in the world. The temple is adorned with intricate carvings that depict scenes from Hindu mythology, as well as everyday life in the Khmer Empire. These sculptures are not only visually stunning, but also offer insights into the beliefs, values, and customs of the Khmer people. Angkor Wat was not just a religious center, but also a hub of activity for the surrounding city. The complex included libraries, schools, and residences for monks and pilgrims. It was also used for royal ceremonies and festivals, making it an integral part of Khmer society. Angkor Wat's influence extended beyond Cambodia's borders, serving as a model for other temples in the region and inspiring awe and admiration from travelers and scholars alike. When the Kham king Jayavarman invaded Angkor in 1177, he completely destroyed the temple complex. But Jayavarman VII rebuilt it after his victory in 1181. It is possible that the temple was originally built as a Hindu temple dedicated to Vishnu. This transition reflects the changing religious landscape of Cambodia over time, as Buddhism gradually replaced Hinduism as the dominant faith. Angkor Wat remains one of the most popular tourist destinations in Cambodia, attracting visitors from all over the world. Its stunning architecture and rich history continue to captivate and inspire, making it a must-see destination for anyone traveling to the region. Jayavarman VII died around 1219. At the age of 94, his mortal remains were cremated on a funeral pyre and given the posthumous name Maha. He left behind a legacy of military victories, infrastructure development, and religious tolerance that shaped the history of Cambodia. The Kham invasion of Angkor serves as a reminder of the fragility of civilization and the importance of resilience and adaptability in the face of adversity. It also highlights the bravery and determination of the Khmer people in defending their homeland and preserving their culture. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed learning about the Kham invasion of Angkor and the rise of Jayavarman VII. If you want to support us, please like this video. And don't forget to subscribe for more exciting content about ancient civilizations.